Thanks to the support as a channel member, Ryan Duffy. Yeah, not winning in the last 3 Premier League games, far from ideal, but, you know, we agreed at the start of the season. This year's all about the Champions League. Yeah, I realise that means we have to win this game today. Hello and welcome to part 163 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a game against Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League, and we also play Manchester United in the Premier League. We try to get back to winning ways in the Premier League. Oh, that'll be easy, won't it? Manchester United aren't a problem. Since you were last with me, we've wobbled majorly. We lost to Norwich. We did beat Lyon in the Champions League, but we then drew at home against Stoke and rescued a late draw against Manchester City away from home in the Premier League. So not going great. Although to be fair, we're not ninth. We've played 9 games. We're still second, only 2 points off top of the table, Liverpool, and Liverpool haven't won the Premier League for like nearly 15 years. So I don't consider Liverpool to be a threat. Liverpool will fall away. It's Man United and Man City that we need to keep an eye on. And if we beat Manchester United now, then all will be good. But before that, we play Bayer Leverkusen. This is what our Champions League group looks like going into this game. A win against this lot, and we're pretty much there, even though we're only at the halfway point. Defeat, and we'll probably still qualify anyway because we're both better than Lyon and Shakhtar. So it's already looking like a 2-horse race, but we've now got back-to-back games against Leverkusen where we get to decide who's the biggest of the 2 horses. This is the team for that game. We've got Perez in goal, a back four of Primus, Elias, Abagai and Vinicius Antonio. McKenna and Kleber in midfield. Ian and Park out wide. Juan Jose and Veloso up front. You could probably pick that team yourself at this point. That is the 11. We have our first choice 11. When they're fit, these are the boys that play. And I know people have said in the comments to me before that that's probably what's holding me back from winning the Champions League. The fact I have my 11. And apparently, when you're at a really big club and you're really trying to compete for multiple honours and Champions League winners and all that kind of stuff, you don't have an 11. You have a squad and you can swap players in and out at will. I don't know if I agree with that. I think if you think back to some of the most successful teams of all time, I think you could probably pick their best 11. Yeah, they've probably got some good subs. We're going to have to take Park off here. Madness can come on. Ian can go over to the other side. I think you'd probably have... You'd name some players who were very close to the 11, who were very good subs, very good squad options. But I think even the great teams, I think there's always an 11. Now Abagai's injured as well. They're dropping like flies. Abagai and Park both getting injured early on in this game. Erkan can come on for him. So we had our 11. We've now got 9 of them left because what we've learned is Bayer Leverkusen are a bunch of thugs who are just breaking our players, which is unacceptable, really. 0-0 as we hit half-time with only 1 substitute left. I think we'd just be happy to survive this with 11 fit players still on the pitch at this point. Although if Madness can get a hold of the ball here, that would be rather handy. We're actually getting a highlight, or they're getting a highlight, I guess. It's them who've got the ball, unless we're about to win it back off them in midfield and launch into a counter-attack. But Kleber's been beaten in midfield all too easily there. Although, he's continued jogging in vaguely the right direction to make it look like he's involved. But Perez does well to snuff out the chance as Leverkusen approach the goal. We are keeping an eye on the fitness levels of everybody, but to be honest, I think I'm just waiting for the next injury. McKenna's had 2 chances there. I think it was McKenna who was there with the initial header and there for the follow-up, and unfortunately can't force either of them past the Leverkusen goalkeeper. Madness doing some decent closing down again. We've actually got both of our wide players cutting inside today, and I don't know if that's the best plan we could have. It's leading us with not much width. I normally like to have 1 inside forward or inverted winger and 1 out-and-out winger. The only problem is Ian's not really any good as a winger. I'm looking at Kleber and thinking Kleber as a winger would have been perfect here. Probably should have moved him forward rather than bringing Madness on. Perez has done well again to collect that corner. We could have moved Kleber forward, and we'll have midfielders on the bench, but it's not really an option now because both Madness and Kleber can only play on the left. So we're not going to take Madness off. So we kind of have to stick with what we've got, unless we've got someone who can come on the right wing, We don't really. Juan Jose is in, but his shot is straight at the goalkeeper. He's got his head in his hands. He knows he should have scored that one, but we do have a corner. It's Juan Jose to curl it into this near post where Kleber's going to be waiting, but he can't find him. And Madness, again, is doing all of the chasing around. He runs a lot, Madness, but that's lovely defending from Vinicius Antonio. So arrogant. I mean... It's ridiculous. We shouldn't be allowing a teenager to do that, but it worked so brilliantly. Right, we have a bunch of midfielders who are tired and one that we can bring on. We don't have anyone who can come on and play on that right wing, so Ian stays on. I think we'll take off Kleber, bring on Diaz and get McKenna into the box-to-box role, even though he is absolutely shattered. He is just he's more effective at that role, and this is a problem now. Because Bayer Leverkusen have scored. We've had a very poor game today. They have done a number on us. They've been physical with us. They've broken us. They've ruined our shape. I've ruined our shape by making the wrong substitution. It should have been Diaz who came on for Park, and we should have shuffled the midfield around that way and moved Kleber forward. But there was no changing it from that point. We've still got two very narrow players. We're not playing with any width going forward. We just need a moment of brilliance from somebody to grab us an equaliser. I mean, like I said, it didn't really matter. I think we're going to come through this group anyway because the other two teams in it are not up to the level of us two. But this does make it a little bit harder for us to end up top of the group. I need to check in the Bundesliga after this to see how good Bayer Leverkusen are. Obviously, we're Premier League champions going into this and competing for the Premier League title again. If Bayer Leverkusen were Bundesliga champions, then it's a little bit more acceptable, but I don't think they can be because they're in our group, and I think all the league winners go in as top seeds, and there wouldn't be two top seeds in one group. So I think at best they would have finished second in the Bundesliga last year. If they finished fourth and have just beaten us that easily, that's a little bit of a worry. They finished second last year. Okay. So they are up there as a good... I mean, they're miles behind Hertha, though, this year, who have been dominating. Why are they dominating? I don't really understand what's gone on here. They've won 5 Bundesligas in the 2030s after going 100 years without winning one before that. What made that happen? Surely a tycoon. Promotion from within. Must have been a manager. Who's the manager who came in and did it? This guy, Marcel Heller, who in real life is a player for Paderborn. There you go. He's the man who made Hertha Berlin the biggest team in Germany. None of that makes me feel better about the fact we just lost to Ciro Immobile's Bayer Leverkusen really comfortably as well. How badly injured are the two boys who got injured? Is it going to be a problem? Abagai is fine. Park is also pretty much fine. Well, then I would argue they both should have stayed on the pitch then. So despite the two players going off injured in the last game, they're actually both fine. The one player who can't play in the Manchester United game is McKenna, who has picked up an injury since. So McKenna misses out on this one. Perez comes in for him. Just thought that's the only change. This wobble that was just a Premier League wobble has obviously now become a full-on club-wide wobble. We really need to unwobble ourselves against Manchester United. The only problem is they've been quite a good side and a team that have a bit of history for thumping us. Obviously, we have a little bit of history for thumping them as well. There's usually goals in games between us and Manchester United, plenty of them. I imagine today will be a 0-0 or a 1-0 win to them or something ridiculous. Although they are starting as we traditionally play these games with a thunderous effort against the crossbar inside the first couple of minutes, and they are coming at us again. Manchester United are up for this today, and that's probably quite problematic for us because our central midfield is 2 converted wingers. And Velosso's done really well here. Plays it into Juan Jose, who must score, and he does. It's only his 2nd goal of the season for Juan Jose. I ended up criticising him after the last game for not playing so well recently and for being on his goal drought, but he was never going to miss this one. Veloso does brilliantly to get away from his man there and then just plays it across to Juan Jose, who's in all the space in the world, tucks it under the goalkeeper nicely. 6 minutes gone. It's home 1, Manchester United 0. We're back, boys and girls. Juan Jose to Primus, and now Kleber. It's Primus again as he comes into the area, finds Park, and his header's just over. Oh, a 2nd goal there, and we're back top of the league and the wobble is finished. But as it is, Park manages to miss a goal that we've seen him score 1,000 times before, and now Manchester United once again are on the attack. We need to get a tackle in here, but they're working the ball around us really nicely. We do this to each other. We're both so much better going forward than we are defensively. Perez took a long time to get back up then, diving for the initial shot. And it's like he just decided to have a little rest and stay down. He eventually did make it up in time to make the follow-up save. Thankfully, the shot wasn't particularly testing for him. But United are in again here and trying to chip Perez, but he is equal to it. Perez he's having a very good start to this game, which is a positive thing. He's conceded a lot of goals against Manchester United over the years. I haven't got the statistics. I dare say he's conceded more goals against Manchester United than any other team in his career, though. So he is probably going to be well up for putting in a good performance for us today. But they are knocking the ball around us with ease again. Vinicius Antonio intercepts, plays it back to Perez, who's lumping it forward, looking for Ian. The flick on from Ian doesn't get anywhere near a home player, and United have got the attack moving forward again. And once again, they just move the ball around us very easily. If we weren't able to do this to them as well, I'd be worried. But as you saw with our goal, we're just as capable of knocking the ball around their defence as they are of doing it to us. So I think we are just both very front-loaded teams who are very good going forward and sacrifice a little bit defensively to give ourselves that more attacking oomph. Ian couldn't get the ball under control there, but did at the second time of asking, and now Kleber trying to get past his man, but they've actually got the tackle in there. And as I'm saying, we're usually quite comfortable moving the ball around them. They're actually closing us down really well. You saw how quickly they were on to both Ian and Kleber there. Luckily, their shooting seems to be a little bit off today, and they fire that one wide, but they've certainly had more chances so far to be ahead in this match. Thankfully, we scored ours, but they certainly look like they've been the better team so far. Perez with the corner, that's got to be a penalty. Kleber's been fouled there, surely. He was lying down in that pitch before the ball even entered the 6-yard box. I think it was before the ball even entered the penalty area. Kleber's down on his backside. The only way that's happening is someone's hauled him down, because he knows how likely he is to score from there. He's not going to dive from that situation. Come on, referee. You know what to do. And there is the penalty. The only problem is we've seen Veloso miss a lot of penalties over the years. We still have faith in him to take them because he does score a lot as well. He just takes a lot of penalties. But there's a lot of big misses on his history, but he's not missed that one today. And it's an 18th goal of the season now for Sandro Veloso. It's still only October, and he's on 18 goals for the season. And, of course, got that excellent assist today as well. Just what a player. And as you can see, as it stands currently, we are back to the top of the league. Liverpool are playing later today, I think, or maybe tomorrow. So Liverpool will have the opportunity to go back above us again. But I guess if you'd have asked me yesterday what I would want out of these 2 games against Manchester City and Manchester United, if you'd have told me 4 points out of the 2 matches, I'd have taken that. And this would be a nice way to end the little bit of a wobble that we're on. Obviously, we do need a Champions League recovery in Germany in the next Bayer Leverkusen game, because we can't afford to lose against them again, because presumably Lyon will go and beat Shakhtar again, and we can't really afford to fall too far behind. Right, Figueira can play on the left, so that's fine. He can come on. In fact, I say that, but I'm now going to shuffle everything around, because I'm going to take Park off and I'm going to bring on Camacho, actually, because Camacho seems to be, I don't know if I'm going to use him as a striker. I quite like him as a midfielder. I've been using him as a midfielder a lot lately. And now Kleber We'll stick Juan Jose out there. We're going to bring Ivanovic on up front. We've shuffled everyone around a little bit here as we're 2-0 up. You know, we're comfortable. Let's change everything because that's never caused me problems in the past. It's good to get Figueroa on in a big game like this, though. I want to see him getting more and more involved in these big matches, but it looks like that second goal has killed Manchester United off, and there we have it. A very comfortable second half, a comfortable 2-0 win, and hopefully wobbling is now finished as we look to retain our Premier League title, go and win the Champions League, and have a lovely time doing it. There you go. We can pat Juan Jose on the back now for turning his form around. Lovely stuff. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.